What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. Welcome back. How are we doing today? Are we doing good? Portfolios? Going once? Going twice? Clapped to the highest bidder. We got some interesting things to get into. Some volatility ahead. I know you guys like volatility. Let's go, Big Blue CNC. Dan, the man in the building. Futures a little bit clapped right now. Down about 1% on the NASDAQ. S&P almost 1%. And the Dow right behind all the action. Oil about 2%. Brent about 1.68%. Natural gas about 2%. So you're definitely seeing that still happening. But look at wheat. Oh my God. This is one that I talked about on the stream that I should have definitely made a trade on. Yeah, that's wild. 43% in a week. Pretty interesting. Big red today. Oh yeah, big red. Rick, what's going on? Dark humor. Edward Morgan, March 3rd, but nobody specified March 3rd of what year. Oh, okay, you're onto something there. Like I meant March 3rd of 2023. That does jingle a little bit too. Any idea what happened last few minutes of the after hours on most stocks? I imagine they went down substantially. Because I mean, futures are down a lot. I seen Apple was down 2%. I didn't see like the last couple of minutes. I'm sure, yeah. It's all from mostly the nuclear power plant situation. So it says Ukrainian officials say nuclear power plant secure after Russian attack. And basically it was being fired on from all directions by Russia. And what's it called? The mayor of this city, I don't know what city it's in specifically, but basically said if this thing blows like Chernobyl, if there's a meltdown, then it would be 10 times bigger than Chernobyl. But I don't know who got control, Russians, Ukraine, but it looks good now. And there was a fire, so that definitely sent the markets down a bit. You also have more sanctions that are coming in, too. The U.S. imposes new sanctions on pro-Putin Russian oligarchs and their families. It's getting crazy. I don't think Putin in a million years would have thought this is the aftermath of invading Ukraine. Like, wild. Let me pull this up. Where's it at? I thought I had it pulled up already, but I mean, Russian billionaires have lost $80 billion for Russia. That's big, but some of their best blue chip stocks are down over 99%. I don't know where that article is though that I was reading. And we do have the jobs report tomorrow too. That's going to add some volatility. Wild. Suburb bank is Russia's largest bank and has over $500 billion of assets under management. And this thing just in October was at $21, and now it's at 52 cents. It's actually bounced a little bit, I believe. No, pretty much straight down. And that's representing 4 ordinary shares. So the real share price, like 10 cents. And this was a $100 billion plus company. Now it's like 100 million or something like that. There was an actual something I wanted to show you guys. I don't know where the article went though, cause it's just like wow. Yeah. Suburb Bank shares were down 94.24% to trade at 1 penny. The bank has lost 99.9% of its value since the start of the year. And then, what was it? Luke Oil, too? Oh, man. That one's clapped. All of them are destroyed. But I don't know where the article is. That's unfortunate. But it's good. It's good. Cheese Chaser. Win Lambo. I don't know, man. It was awfully red today. But hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. White, what's going on? About $19 calls for tomorrow. Shoo. Gutsy. Gutsy, gutsy. The SPY really at 429. It looks like it'll be indicated at 432 roughly tomorrow. It was earlier. It was down like 1.5%, I believe. Where's that article? Terrible twos. Terrible twos. But yeah, it's going to be very volatile. Tomorrow will just be another normal day for AMC. No expectations, ladies and gents. Yeah, exactly. Lots of volatility expected, though, for Friday. What time does it come out specifically? Non-farm payrolls. That's at 1:30. Unemployment rate. That's at 1:30 as well. So we're not going to wake up to either big clapping or tomorrow SPY will hit 420. Oh, man. Oh, man. That would be crazy. I mean, that would be a pretty big move, even from where we are at right now. Yeah, it looks like we're at the end of after hours was 429.22. But futures look like we would open around 433-ish. So yeah, that would be a big move. That would be a big move. Yeah, payroll's at 8:30. That's what I thought. I thought it was sooner. I don't know why it comes up 2 p.m. on here. Let's see if this one's right. Yeah, non-farm. Okay. Why is the time so wrong in that one? Yeah. Okay. So it does say non-farm payrolls at 8:30, unemployment rate at 8:32. Thank you for that. I thought the timing of that was off, but hey, some less gang. How's it going, silly heads? I mean, it's going good. AMC did pretty well today considering other stocks. It was terrible. What else you play? Oil? Yeah. Made thousands off Indo today. Who wouldn't play oil during war? Yeah, I mean, oil's been a good one. I've hit trades on it over the past couple of days. I still have trades on it. I still think it's going to be good. We haven't really got any export controls or sanctions or anything on it. So I think inevitably when that happens, that's when you're going to see that final move. And that's when you could honestly see oil up like 20% a single day. Gas just reached $5 for premium in Central California. Oh, man. Indo increased by 11x in the last 2 to 3 months, but AMC, yeah, I mean, there's a time and a place for everything. I mean, even if you're holding AMC, that there's no reason you wouldn't be able to play something like Indo, right? And most people do. Most people don't just sit on AMC every single day and just twiddle their thumbs. Most people do trade this kind of stuff. I actually think corn could be a decent ETF trade too, believe that or not. Could be good. Could be good. It's up a lot right now, but Russia and Russia, Ukraine, that area exports a lot of corn, believe it or not. Yeah, Ukraine accounts for 16% of the world corn and 12% of world wheat exports. And top wheat supplier Russia covers 17% of trade. So everybody is kind of going crazy on wheat right now, where it's like Ukraine accounts for 16%. You know that's going to be hit. And I believe Russia's like 30%. So Russia has a bigger market share than oh, yeah, only 19%. Excuse me, I was wrong. 29% of global wheat exports. But comparatively, the moves in corn have been like nothing. So I think that could be an interesting trade right there. Yeah, so it's good. It's good. All commodities are in major bull markets. Yeah, pretty much everything. Lithium too. That's another one that I want to look at. What oil stocks do you like? I'm looking at a few different ones. For trades or long terms, different. But I had grabbed BP calls, which went up like 100 and some percent. I made those free. But I think there's a lot of opportunity there. They did exit out of a investment in Russia and they lost some money. But once that big move comes, people won't care as much about that. So I think BPs could be good for a potential move. The premiums can juice. I bought the contracts. Next day, they went up a lot. But Duke Energy and Dominion Energy too. I like those because they're less looked at, and they're kind of lagging behind like your Chevrons and. But if I was gonna buy an oil company for the long term, it would be a different discussion. But yeah, it could be good. Could be good. I think this is the one that Warren Buffett bought, Dominion, back here. I think on this rally, 2019, or in here. And then for lithium, I'm looking at this one. This is a lithium, basically a lithium company, but small, pretty much small float. They're not a huge company, and they could move. Cost you an arm and a leg next time for sure. Pound 175 on Monday. We'll begin tomorrow. Maybe it'll cost me. Oh, jeez. That's a lot in gas. Oh, man. Northern states, western states have gas go up crazy. Georgia and the south, except Miami. Gas stays chill. Yeah, I don't even look at the gas price, honestly, because, can't go without it. So I try not to look at it, but if it got to like $5, then you would notice it. I'd be like, what the hell? But, yeah. A 30-gallon tank with race fuel and special add-ins. Oh, man. Oh, man. Yeah, gas is hurting, huh? Yeah, I think even like premium in Michigan is over $4. I think 75 gallons. Man. SPY puts, baby. Yeah. That's going to be a good one. If you add some SPY puts. SPY indicating an open at about 432. What did we close at today? Precisely. 435. That makes sense. We were up to 440. These moves are wild. I hope you guys realize that. This is a very just wild, volatile market right now. Never gonna not get gas. The only option is to go out and get more money. Yeah. Now, I remember as a kid, it got up to like 5 something a gallon, and people really didn't drive as much. Believe that or not, people really did not drive that much. That was like back here. I wasn't like a kid, but I wasn't old enough to drive yet. And it hit 140 a barrel. I believe during that time it was that was obviously 08, so little bit different circumstances here. I think this could actually be more explosive because you're actually getting the number 2 oil producer in the world, Russia, that could get sanctioned. I mean, it doesn't sound like we want to right now. Like, we don't want to, but I think Russia might say, hey, we're going to cap how much we're sending out to try to punish the world. Because they said they were going to respond. We just have to wait and see how they do. But, we could. How crazy would that be if we went to like $200 a barrel? That would be wild. But it's up right now. Yeah, look at natural gas. Natural gas has some room to fly. That's for sure. Mm. AMC green tomorrow. Ooh, that would be a tough one. I mean, it's possible, but it's one of those things. I wouldn't hold a hat to it, but you see Trey's video on Mullen about the non-example shorts? No. Dude, RSX calls. Are you in the fucking buy and sell alerts? Cause we got our RSX calls today too, but it's a total YOLO. Like, I don't feel as good about it now because everything is starting to get a lot worse. But I got time on them, and it's like, hey, if there is de-escalation or something, it could be good. Or if the markets just open up, I'm sure it'll be good. Because those companies, Luckin, I want to say Luckin, but Luke Oil or whatever it is, and Superb Bank, they're down 99.7% each, and those were $100 billion companies before. Those were your blue chips. That was like a very big company. So I think you will get that buy the dip sense once the markets open. But over in London, England, hey, they're getting destroyed. They got to open the markets. I don't think it'll happen tomorrow, though. I would be surprised. Maybe Monday. She was going to rock 500 times, and luckily he made the bull of his initial fortune off his gamble. Most of you want to be as prosperous as Trey. See, I mean, I disagree because everybody can be more prosperous than Trey, but you just got to want it. Seth was luck, and now it's skill. Easy to have skill sitting on a mound of cash. I mean, he's Trey's not like rich. I mean, you're not like rich like that if you're making I don't know what you guys strive for, but I mean, I got high goals and high expectations. So, like, meet Kevin to me, that ain't even rich. Like, sure, you got some money, but it's not like rich, right? I hope you guys strive for a lot of money. I don't think it's fair to say, like, what, you made $1 million on AMC? That really isn't anything. If you haven't noticed, $1 million is not that much. It's really not that much. I guess I could say that because I have like rentals and shit, but it's really not that much. Like, if you put in the work and you grind, couple years doing the right things and all that, you could be good. You could be good. Yeah, $1 million invested at 3% will give you $30,000 for the rest of your life a year. Said he's pretty rich, bro. Yeah, no, I believe it. I mean, not that much. No, if you only saved $100 a month for 20 years and invested it at a 7 to 10% return, that's over 1.7 million. So, I mean, I put 1,000 into the long term a month. I'm sure you guys put that or more in there. So it's, look at it like that. It's not that much. I mean, what do you really buy for $1 million? A lot of you guys are in Cali. You buy a house for $500,000. You got $500,000. You can't really do too much with that. What's 25 grand a year gonna get you? Not a good lifestyle out in Cali. Life costs a lot of bananas. That's true. Like, sure, $1 million in like cash, it's a decent amount. I'm not saying it's like $1 or like $100, but it's I mean, you would be surprised how fast $1 million could go if you had $1 million to live off of, buy a house, buy stuff like that. Look at gas, $5 a gallon. But it's good. He's done very well for himself. That's for sure, and deserves it from my book. I put that on a paragraph table. Most people in this chat probably have ports under 5K and no clue what's happening, so they swam into AMC. Millie would shatter 99% of chat's minds. I mean, I'm almost worth $1 million, and $1 million don't shatter my mind. Yeah, $1 million isn't shit. I bought my first house at 19. I'm 23. I'm almost a quote-unquote millionaire. I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you got $1 million to spend on what you want, it's still not a terrible amount of money. Like, what kind of car do you really want? If you had a choice, what do you buy? Like, even if you bought a brand new fucking Silverado pickup truck, you want to go straight redneck on them, which I'm all cool for that. I'm all fine with that. But those are 120 grand. You buy that, you buy a house. Let's say you go conservative in Cali, you get something like 400 grand. You're down $500,000, you know, and that's not even including cost of living, your taxes, your gas. That's $5 a gallon. My point is that anybody can do it, and it's not that hard if you put in the work and stay focused on it. People want to get rich quick, and that's fine, but it's, I mean, you could buy a rental house every year for 3 to 5% down, move out, rent it out, buy another one for 3 to 5% down. Like that's you have to know the skills for one, and you have to be able to sacrifice a little bit. What BP stands for? British Petroleum? Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it depends how you want to live too, you know. Yeah, I mean, some people, you know, I know a lot of people that are really broke but have nice cars, shit houses, and that's really it, you know. But they like to look like they have money. That's most people, you know. Just depends. Taxman gets a chunk of that. Oh, yeah, Uncle Sam. I can't wait to do taxes. That'll be fun. Remember I told you about Indo? Yeah, I know. I just seen that. It was like 39%. That was solid. It does work for me. 19 rental units. Yeah, that's leverage that is very safe. Like, I was trying to explain this to somebody at work. You know, because I don't just do this. I do as much as possible. So I have another job. I work there 4 days a week. I do real estate. I have rentals, do YouTube, all that. YouTube, I just love doing it because it's fun. And I like to talk about investments, and I can't with anybody else. But there's this guy at my other work. He says, man, I'm gonna get rich. I'm like, how do you plan to do that? He's like, well, I'm gonna start, you know, flipping this and doing all this other stuff. I'm like, dude, just buy a stock, like buy stocks, like buy the S&P. He's like, and then somebody's like, well, you could lose money. I'm like, okay, do you think the economy is going to be smaller in 5 to 10 years or bigger? They're both like, yeah, way bigger. I'm like, there you go. You know, so you just have to know. But like with real estate, it's so good because if you spend 100 grand on a house, put 3% down, that's 3%. You get the keys to that. If the house goes up 3% a year, which it typically will do 3 to 7% a year, you made your money back in the first year. Plus you rent it out that following year. Now you just made technically double your money in 2 years, and you're making free cash flow a month. And the odds of the housing market falling in a substantial way is very, very low. Very low. That's all passive. You can make one trade for 100 grand too. Yeah, that's true. That's true. See, I've never done that, but I've had crazy trades where I just didn't put enough into it. Like the biggest trades that I've hit had smaller amounts in. Like if I would only put like 1,000 or two in, would have made 100 grand. But I just, you know, seems like the big ones you don't have enough money in. How rich do you want to be one day? Do you have a number you'd like to reach? Not really a number. I know how I would like to live, and I know what number I would need to live that way, which would be like 50 grand a month. Would be like nice, but that's $10 million invested at what, 3 or 5%? I forget the number, but it's 10 million, and you'd make about 50 grand a month passively. Put it all on the credit card, baby. But I mean, if you know, if you want more, it's certainly obtainable. The key, pay attention, people. Debt is tax free. Pretty much. Self-taught at real estate and investing. Yeah. Well, to the extent of pretty much everybody else's, like listening to a lot of different opinions and surprisingly watching a lot of videos will teach you a lot. You don't get that hands-on experience though. Like a video won't teach you how to actually buy a house. It oftentimes won't tell you that you need 2 years on a job to be able to qualify for a house, you know, and then each state is different. Like in Michigan, where I live, they will not work with you unless you have 2 years or almost 2 years on the job. If you just work 10 years at another job and then, you know, quit your job and got a better job, they won't, you're done, right? I actually had a client do that. Was trying to get this house for like 6 months for him, and he didn't tell me. He ended up letting me know like 6 months down the line as I'm like fucking off to the other agent, like, yeah, it's just a slow process, you know, they need all these documents, and basically buying time. And he said, yeah, I actually got a better job and we had to restart the process, and then the loan didn't go through. See, stuff like that is just not known. But yeah, look up the Burr method. The Burr real estate method. It's really good. It's really good. Your costs, you aren't making money and having to pay taxes. Refinancing every time your mortgage is up for renewal and take those profits out as debt. Yeah, like you bought a house in before 2020, like I did. It was actually like kind of right before 2020. Not really. January of 2019. Bought a house for I believe it's 4.3% for the interest rate. And then, yeah, you know, 2020 comes, real estate goes up. Now you have 30-40% equity. You can take out, 20% of that, and then go buy a new house, refinance at the same time, get a lower payment, and get a new house when the rates are low. So there's a lot you can do with real estate, and it's safe leverage. Like, there's nowhere else that you can buy $100,000 house for $3,000, and it's almost always guaranteed to go up 3 to 7% every year, unless you buy in a really bad area or you know get a bad time frame like 2008. But over time, it'll make up for it. So that's like the average, but it's not as transparent of a segment of finance, right? Like, you could have a house you could get a killer deal on, and you could do that with stocks too. But a house, there's not equal information out there. So you could know something about a neighborhood that house is in that needs some work, and it's going to be worth this amount, whereas other people won't see it like that and won't know about it like that. So there's a lot of different things that you can actually do with real estate. Like stocks, everybody has the same information. The algorithms, they know all most of the time. Most of the time. We're arguing. Evergreen's just, I think he means love. I think he means love, but I think he comes off wrong. I don't know. I'm trying to figure him out. He'll be coming in with some slick shots every now and again, but oh man, you guys are funny. Any updates on the fire? What, the fire of that plant? I don't believe so. I got a notification though that hold on. Almost all Visastat Ukraine user terminals were rendered permanently unusable by a Russian cyber attack on day of invasion. Interesting. No, look at this. I have not seen this yet. But it says video of Senator Graham calling for Putin's assassination.
How does this end? Somebody in Russia has to step up to the plate. Is there Brutus in Russia? Is there a more successful Colonel Stauffenberg in the Russian military? The only way this ends, my friend, is for somebody in Russia to take this guy out. You would be doing your country a great service and the world a great service. How does this end?
That's yeah, okay. You gotta give it to him. That's kind of true. You know, you gotta give it to him. Evergreens is in fact a billionaire. I think his cousin, or his uncle, owns this yacht. That's just what I heard on the street. That's what I heard. Fuck if I know. He's a Russian oligarch. But he's like, bro, why are you sanctioning me? I didn't do anything. Do you know that's what one of these Russian oligarchs said? Was, why are you guys sanctioning me? I didn't do anything. Like, that's just too funny. That's too funny. So finally a decent mod. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Mr. Simon. Debt against assets like real estate is cheap, 3% all day, every day. I'd borrow $1 billion at 3% if they let me put it into a decent fund for, let's say, 9% and pocket the 6% all day. That's what the rich people do. Is they take their assets, and that's how you can avoid paying huge tax bills besides on dividends. That's it. Dividends, I don't believe there's any way to get around that tax bill. But yeah, when you build up like $10 million or $100 million and you can borrow against it for 3%, but your portfolio could gain 5% with a ABVI, a dividend stock, securely and safely, then that's a no-brainer. The only thing you got to worry about is when the markets crash, will you have enough money to service those margin calls so you don't have to liquidate at the bottom. But that's what rich people do, and then they get trust. And then their family ends up inheriting it at the current price that it's worth. I must have dumped AMC for a 20% loss. I think a lot of people that hate on AMC do like sell out and then they're just mad. But I don't know with Evergrande. I honestly don't know. I get that vibe, but at the same time, I get the vibe. Like, he's always here. Like, I know his name. It's kind of cool. But I think we went at it a couple times. We argued a couple times, but I don't know. What's everyone average in for Amy? Mine's like 30s, mid 30s. Yeah, I'm down a lot. So, I mean, I am the definition of a bag holder, but bag holders, they end up winning usually, like 90% of the time. Gangster put a hit on his head. Think Spy and Tesla will bounce back tomorrow? I mean, it looks pretty red across the board. But we've seen futures down 2% and then close up 3% the next day. So anything's possible in that sense. I heard that the peace talks, I don't know how serious they were, but I heard the peace talks were did not go so well today. So I don't know, but if you do see some kind of ceasefire happen, which I doubt it will, granted, but if you do, be careful of your trades that you have, because anything Russian is going to pop. That's it. Like oil will probably drop. RSX, things like that will probably go up. I think it's a very low chance you'll get a ceasefire unless it's like temporary. Highly unlikely, but still possible. As per Bloomberg, less are buying Russian vodka due to Ukrainian war. Putin's like, that's the last thing I thought would happen. People stop buying our vodka. Miranda, I think it's her bedtime. Hi. Y'all got kids, man? These terrible twos are just.
Is that what you want?
She's cute though.
She just wanted a monkey.
ETC gonna go nuts too. So volatile makes me crazy. Cardano is really cheap right now. Some cryptos are very cheap. Four kids, three leeches. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I was a couple minutes late to the stream because she had grabbed the strawberries. She started screaming at me because she loves strawberries. That's her favorite thing. So I had to cut her up some. Like, I got you. Strawberries and cheese. She's like a mouse. Like her favorite thing. Like Ratatouille. You guys ever seen that? She's like Ratatouille. Like 2 to 4. Yeah. And she's like 1. She's like 1.5. Almost 1.5. No kids, bro. I pulled out. Okay. Yeah, she's 1.5. Yes. It's like she's 2. Don't take my kids' apples. Kid was. Oh man, that's funny, but so funny. And they're so mean too, man. Mullen Automotives too. I wanted to call this out. Short interest at 12.72%, just straight up ever since we've seen that little move. Cost to borrow 10%. When did Trey make a video on Mullen? Super Show gets all the credit for that in my eyes. He talked about that in the stream before I seen anybody else talk about that. But, it's good. SoFi, something weird is also happening for SoFi. Even on days like today, the stock was down 8%. You're seeing really high bullish option activity. Positive order value of 62%. $16 million for 11 orders. Over the past week, 57%. As the stock goes down, more people start buying. C will go another year? What do you mean C? Do you think C will go another year? What is C? Enjoy these young years of the kids. Yeah, he does. Oh my God. She was born in August of 2020, and it went really fast. My twins are making great. 4 kids, 3 grandsons, 2 dogs. Grandkids and dogs are my reason for holding. Oh, there we go. 3 grandsons. Oh man. That sounds fun.
It's over there behind your chair. Right here.
Oh, do you think AMC will go another year? Um, no, I think, it all comes down to, like, in my mind, it's very simple. I go off of history. What logically can cause something, or better yet, what can cause shorts to be forcefully liquidated? Because margin calls don't mean you have to, liquidate and cover on your short. That's not what a margin call means. If you've ever got a margin call before, you know that you get the margin call and then they say, hey, you have X amount of time to deposit X amount of dollars. Then we will liquidate your position and cover on your shorts or whatever. Sell your stock, sell your options, all that. So you have time between when you get a margin call to get forcefully liquidated. So the key is to, when is that money going to be dried up? When is there not going to be enough money to for shorts to say, hey, here's some money, get that margin call out of here? And I think that happens into the tightening cycle, which the federal funds rate right now, the futures are indicating by July 27th, this meeting right here, the interest rate will be about 1% to 1.25%. Where are we at? September. That's where it starts to get more varied, but 1.25% to 1.5% looks to be the dominant right now. So when that happens, and then you should be seeing worse numbers by end of summer, by September time, you're gonna see basically all of that stimulus money has been spent. You're gonna see taxes and the big child tax credit spent. It's before the holiday season. And I'm sure you're going to see slower GDP growth quarter over quarter from, even the second to third to fourth. So I think that's when you start to get fear into the markets, because the markets don't crash until the end of a tightening cycle, or once you get deeper into a tightening cycle. The first time the Fed raises rates, the markets will probably rally, because it's like, hey, they're only raising them 0.25%. We thought it could have been 0.5%. Markets will take off after that. I'm almost 100% sure, as long as it's a 0.25% rate hike, markets know and expect that. But when they freak out is when growth slows down, when you see the Fed raising rates a lot and liquidity starts to dry up. But also at the same time, these exterior factors of, by then, the Russian economy will probably be collapsed. By September, it's probably going to be underwater. The government will probably default on their debt by then, or the ruble will be like 300 per US dollar. And by that time, you're going to see China, in my opinion, in a much worse spot than they are right now. This real estate stuff, it hasn't went away. It's actually got much worse, but people don't report on it because there's other things that have more precedent. So, when I look at all of that, it doesn't suggest to me that it will be like next week. Really, in that September, end of summer, September timeframe, that's when I do expect the markets to come down. But Ukraine and Russia, very interesting situation, because it's making the Fed kind of be more dovish in a way. He would not commit to a schedule of raising rates like every meeting. He didn't say that. He said for sure March. And then he said, hey, we're just going to have to wait and kind of see what the data looks like after that, and then go from there. And they even talked about raising the flexible average target of inflation from like 2.5% to possibly 3 to 3.5%. So that could change things up a little bit. But, still, I think you're going to see all of that start to catch up at the same time. But if the economy slows down faster, which Powell thinks is a possibility, then you might see the Fed not raise rates as aggressively. But then again, inflation's not going away when wheat, corn, fucking lithium, oil, everything else is going through the moon. It said transitory. Yeah, I actually do think it's pretty transitory if you're talking to me, but Are you wearing pants? It's like Adam Aaron. Let's. Oh man, that's funny. See the manipulation, Mullen's blatant manipulation like AMC and GME, but way more obvious. Yeah, thanks for the answer. Oh, for sure. I think it should be talked about more. You know, what, not margin call is the word, but what actually causes a margin call to turn into a forced liquidation. Because if you see all those things happening right now, it's not just like, hey, when there's, let's imagine here, let's throw out a number. There's 100 hedge funds with short positions. Some of them are going to have like $20 million of assets under management, and we'll have to cover pretty fast. The mid guys, maybe they have $500 million of assets under management. The large guys have over $1 billion. So, you know, it's not the large guys that are going to cover first. It's the smaller guys. So when they all collectively have less money and the stock starts to go up, you're going to start triggering those smaller hedge funds to cover. And then the price is going to go up. So then you're going to trigger the medium liquidity hedge funds and then the large guys, right? And pretty much just like that. But it's seriously going to be a chain reaction. And I think it's going to take a little while, because if you have a margin call, I don't know if you guys have ever had a margin call. I had one before, and it was like a no big deal thing. I just put some money in there. It wasn't for a lot. Long time ago. And you get like 2 or 3 days to put money into your account, as long as it's not like options that expire the next day or something. So you have some time. So I don't think you're going to wake up and it's going to be just nuts. But I do think it'll be good. Is Mullen worth buying? I mean, I like Mullen. I think the products are cool. I mean, like, if you guys haven't done the DD on this, I did the DD on this and kind of put a little report in the trading community, so everybody kind of knew what I was getting into and what I was looking at, what the risks were, and all of that. But this is like the website. I mean, the vehicle is badass in my opinion. Hold on. They have a Twitter, and I think they have show better pictures. And they said the only thing that sketched me out, besides the chart, watching it just go down, was they said they don't know why the price of the stock is going down. But, like, look at that. I could see that. That looks chill. You got, like, I don't know if that's like a little food thing like you got on an airplane, but even like the inside panels of the door. Oh shit, what am I doing? Oh, what's going on? Oh, the picture's not getting bigger? That's kind of disappointing. But yeah, the panels, it looks good. It's Southern California as well. You know, and then there's battery tech, yeah, with the whole 600-mile charge thing. I got into it, I believe, a couple days before that. But looks good and all that. And they only had a $20 million market cap. I imagine now they have, you know, probably double that. I think I got in at like 8.70 cents. I don't know what it's at right now, like $1, close to that. But and then you have this too. Hold on. Mullen promises the all-electric 5 will offer impressive performance and groundbreaking battery tech at a attainable price point. Is it this article? One of them had possible customers like review. Is it the Tesla Model X and the Mach E, and Mullen was right in between there, and I'm like, for a $20 million market cap, worth a gamble. But as far as buying it, you kind of know what you got to get what you're getting yourself into. It, you know, if you're just in this for a quick trade, you know, then I probably wouldn't touch it. If you have like a time frame and you're gonna cut losses, stuff like that, because this thing can move up or down 100 to 50% in a day. Go get your baba. Go get your baba. She says baba so cute. She's out baba. I wanted her to say it for you guys, but no, where is it? I think it was Car Buzz.
Say Baba. What's that? Your tablet? I think it's loud.
Yeah, was it this one, February 22nd? No, it was a different one. I don't know. Can't find it right now. But they look cool. I mean, all their different versions. That's kind of weird looking, but no, I think it's good. I think it's good. The way that I look at it, at a $20 million market cap, I expect them to dilute the share price. It's not really a long-term investment. It's more like I think this is undervalued relative to what any EV company should be valued at, $20 million. I think it's one of those like, hey, it goes to zero or it goes to $10. One of the two, you know? Yeah, and white. That's exactly how I looked at it. At first, you know, I'm like, it's either going to zero or it's going to 10. And Randall Nelson says Mullen no EVs manufactured or sold yet, not until 2024. They have one coming out in the second quarter of 2022. I believe they talked about it on their Twitter. Hard to believe it can sprint from 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds. Mullen Automotive was ranked number 2 among the top 10 EV startups to watch in 2022. Yeah, so could be good. Top 2. I like. Where did they say? Did I buy this thing a while ago? Oh, yeah. It says, shareholder update. Mullen is on track to meet 2022 operational goals and anticipates the delivery of the first EV cargo fleet vehicles in Q2 2022. The company is unaware of any business reason for the current decline of the Mullen stock price. They actually acknowledged it, which I thought was pretty interesting. Like Clover 28-2. Yeah, and I'm fully prepared for it to go to zero. I put like $250 on it. If it goes to $10, I think I'll make $4,500, I believe. I did the calculations on that. So it's like 250s my max loss in infinite amount of time. My max gain could be $5,000. I like that risk to reward profile. Like, even if the stock goes to $1 billion market cap, which, I mean, considering Lucid is at 40-some billion, you could make an argument that either Lucid is overvalued significantly or Mullen is severely undervalued. Either way, if it goes to $1 billion market cap, what is that, a 25x? 20x? Yeah, that's like a 20x, ain't it? No, that's a lot more than a 20x. Oh, is that a 20? Is that a, I'm slow. That's a 50x. That's a 50x. So if you 50x the share price, what is that? Times, what's the share price right now? Okay. Okay, man. Okay. You feel me? Where's Mullen? It's like 89 cents. Right, so that's like 45 bucks. $44.50. Yeah, so. And then, I mean, if you put 250 on it, I have 500 shares for 250 times 250. That's 11 grand. Okay. Oh, that's times 250, so double that. Times 2. That'd be 22 grand. I hit it twice, but yeah, that would be 22 grand profit from a $250 investment if Mullen Automotives hit $1 billion market cap. I like that risk to reward. I really, 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 really do. It reminds me a lot of Microvision. I bought that thing at 28 cents. Probably one of the best penny stock buys. That thing went to $28. But, you know, EVs go in cycles, though. That's the thing. I mean, right now it's not so hot. Once Powell switches, once they hawk down on inflation, the economy throughout this year, maybe, towards September-ish, when I think Powell might start to U-turn because the stock market's falling so much and the growth rate's slowing down, then I do think you'll see more of that EV hype come back by the end of 2022, possibly early 2023. And that's when things will do a lot better. But Lucid really disappointed me. I'd be happy 50x. Yeah, I think it's a matter of time. I mean, I read this article. So if you have 5,000 shares, go watch that article. Read that article. Where's my Twitter? I read this article that I skimmed through, and just read all of these if you really wanted to. Where the fuck was it? The Car Buzz one. Yeah, Car Buzz, Mullen Automotive. Go read this. I read the whole article, and they go over, how they're not really trying to compete with Tesla. Like, they're not trying to, because they realize they can't get into a ton of debt and be sustainable. So they focus on not being super in debt and actually growing over the next couple of years. But that's the best part, is it's priced as it's going out of business. And you take that risk because it very well could be. But, from what I can tell, it's not. And I think the markets have just kind of forgot about it. During times like this, people kind of forget about stocks. Like Microvision. What is that? A fucking, for like electric vehicles, right? Like the LiDAR, stuff like that, I believe. I might be wrong there, but nobody wanted that stock. Nobody would touch that stock at 28 cents. And then everybody loved it at $28, a little bit less than a year later. So sometimes stocks just get forgotten about. AMC going to 0 tomorrow. Oh, man. That would be just wild. Wild. Last sold for $59 per contract, by the way. Jeez. I think I was looking at those for 5 or 8 cents when I bought Mullen, and I was going to, which I should have in hindsight. That's probably what I would do, honestly, is get some more options on it, because the thing can move 100% in a day or drop 50% in a day pretty easily. But in my personal opinion, it's not a huge squeeze trade. Like, it's not something that's going to just, it can, but it's not a huge squeeze trade for me. But, it could. But then again, when I bought Mullen, there was only a 2% short interest. It's ballooned from 2% to What's that? Oh, that's AMC. Yeah, 2% to 12%. But I think it's a good value buy. I mean, considering how overvalued a lot of other EV stocks are. So I think it's a good value buy. Let's just say that. Mullen Automotive. We got a short squeeze type 3 buy rating, 22.5% return. Interesting. No option flow. Yeah, and like nobody looks at this thing. I'm excited about it though. Like you got a lot of, which probably not good to hear, but you got a lot of big players in it too, which kind of concerned me at first, but yeah, it says short interest change of negative 57%. So the short interest must have been higher than that, but it was only 2% when I got it. DSGT. DSGT. This is a what? This is an EV stock? Oh, holy reverse splits. I try to stay away from things with a lot of reverse splits, because I've always lost money with them. I don't think I've ever made money with a stock that does reverse splits. So I try to stay away from them. I believe Mullen did too, but you know, just the value proposition there was pretty attractive. Rebound tomorrow or another red day. Let's see what futures are doing. Depends probably what the data is in the morning, honestly, with the non-farm payrolls. It's going to be at 8:30. If that is and that's going to be big. You should watch True Demon's video on Mullen if you're in the play. Yeah, I mean, I've done due diligence on it. I really don't care how long it takes either. You know, I put $250 into it, so it's like I just set it and forget it. Won't even think about selling it. If it goes to like $10, I might sell it. I might keep it, depending how the business is doing. It's not really a fundamental buy, but it's like a fundamental value buy. It's, you know, but I'll definitely check that out though to get more information on it for sure. Any high risk forgotten stocks you can suggest? Ooh, that's a good question. The problem is when stocks are forgotten like that, they can either have real serious bankruptcy concerns, which that was my main concern on Mullen, but then look into it a little bit and it was fine. I don't really know any more off the top of my head. Not like cheap ones. There's a lot of even like Clover. Like I think Clover would be in that group if it's around $2. But that's the thing, like you could sit on them for a long time in this market. He has proof that the whole float is floated and double the float is out there. That would be interesting. What is the actual activity on it? And the options. Yeah, I only bought 500 shares. I put like 350 into it. I'm up $90, like 25%. I was up 500, but yeah, it went down a little bit. Okay, but I bought it at like kind of the low, but I didn't think it was the low at the time. What's the activity? Yeah, premiums are way up since I looked at them. Jesus. Jesus Christ. I gotta see what they were going for. That's ridiculous. Should have bought them. Fuck. I didn't even think about the damn options. Honestly. Since after that. Yeah, these things were going for cheap. I guess they didn't go up too much. Like 500%. Still good. But I bet the short terms went nuts. Like crazy, crazy. It's a volume. Open interest, yeah, 14,000. Volume, 13,000. People are getting a little gambly, huh? Open interest, 24,000. Implied volatility, 451,000. Jesus Christ. $4 strike with 6,000 for open interest? What? It's not going to squeeze like that. If it does, I'm going to get paid. Yeah. If I bought options on it, I'd be going with October's, though. For sure. The 750s for October would probably be the way to play it, honestly. If you really think it's going to squeeze. Or maybe the 5s for 30. Or even, I mean, all of them look pretty good, honestly, for October. Let's see what the weeklies did, though. What? People got scammed, bro. Futures, NASDAQ down about 1%. What do you think CEI might do? Energy stocks have done well, and it spiked and started to drop again. Some have done really well. Some have not done well. You know, it's kind of like a hit or miss. CEI gets a lot of attention. You know, I've heard a lot of people talk about it, but you know, this market is not favorable for speculation. So if there's a good business behind it, which I'm not sure if there is, but if there is a good business behind it, it'll do well. If it doesn't, it won't. Okay, sit down. Sit down. No. Come get her. Hi. Say hi, look. Look. Shithead. Look, go get Baba. Kids, bro. The UFC fight this weekend. Coming Tanner. I didn't see it, honestly. Or dropped 40%. Pretty much. Been holding AMC for over a year. Hopefully AMC squeeze with the next month or so. Hopefully. I mean, from what I can tell, probably not going to happen, but it is possible. You know, I would... Oh, is this the video from Trey? It says the most blatant market manipulation I've ever seen. That kind of looks like Mullen's chart, huh? I might have to check that out. Bro, we need to overturn the market. I like it. Let's start a riot. Like, quite literally, but, you know, we're not going to, like, take over the Capitol or anything like that. So, don't get too crazy, y'all. I know y'all are pretty crazy. We could take over Citadel, though. We could take over Citadel. You guys want to take over Citadel? What are they going to do? They'll throw bananas at them. They're going to know exactly, too. They're going to start screaming and running. They're going to be like, the apes are here. Oh, man. Yeah, dude, Super Show, he was on it. I don't know where the hell he found that from, but, you know, that was a good one. Occupy Citadel. Play the sound on the video. GME earnings. When is GameStop earnings, honestly? March 23rd. So we got 20 days. 20 days, bro. Okay. That would be nice. Australia says Hamas listed as terrorist organization. Interesting. Lindsey Graham, a sitting U.S. senator, calls for Putin's assassination on Twitter. Somebody had to do it. We were all thinking it, but somebody had to do it. I know we were all thinking, like, hey, can somebody just fucking kill this guy already? Okay, Lindsey Graham, he had to come out and say it. So, you know, that's that. But whatever. Okay, I'm gonna get off here because my daughter, she doesn't want anything to do with any of this. She just likes to get on the bench and get into everything that I have. That's it. So I'm gonna get out of here. It's about that time anyway. So thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys for being here. Shout out to the mods and everybody else. I'm gonna go lay her down. But thank you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Say bye. Say bye, butthead.